everyone, welcome back to another video. And so today we're actually going to be straying from the main scenario just a little bit. We're back here in the Toll, and I found out that they changed things so that we now have to complete the Crystal Tower questline before we can continue on with the main scenario, or at least the final part of it. So I thought, what the hey. So I'm going to take care of that right now before we continue on with the rest of the main scenario. And you unlock the Crystal Tower questline here by speaking with the outlandish man. So the quest is called Legacy of Allag, an oddly garbed man visiting Revenant's Toll, blah blah blah, let's go. Do I know you? Ah, unless I'm very much mistaken, you are the famed adventurer who bested the Garlean Empire's general, are you not? The great Claire Fay herself. Amazing, and more than a little serendipitous. One might even call it fate. I but recently received word of a truly unique opportunity. You see, an opportunity the like of which none but one of your proven worth could take advantage. The reward? Not less than the accumulated knowledge of a fallen civilization. The risk? A single misstep could cost you your life. But what is a little danger to a storied hero such as you? A woman with absolute confidence in her own abilities stands to profit handsomely from this venture. No, I crave no recompense for my parts in bringing this opportunity to your attention. The historic discoveries you shall make will be reward enough, I assure you. My words have fanned the flames of your curiosity, then I bid you seek a man by the name of Rambros at St. Coinet's Find. St. Coinet's Find. It is he who stands at the doorway to untold marvels, awaiting the arrival of a champion bold enough to march across the threshold. I should have just called him the Dramatic Man, because he's certainly dramatic. Whoop, this way. Okay. And there's the Crystal Tower in the distance. Kind of hard to make it out through this gloom. Oh, but I love flying around here at night. It's just gorgeous. Like, when it's a clear night, everything here is just, like, a beautiful glow. Like, because there's just so many crystals here. It's hard to believe this area used to be, like, all green and full of life. Now it's just, like, a crystallized landscape. But Rambros is right here. Why, this isn't Claire Fay herself. I was not expecting such a celebrated guest. To what do I owe the honor of this visit? Yeah, I heard you were trying to get into the Crystal Tower and I want in. You were directed here, you say? By a man clad in foreign garb. Well, the opportunity he spoke of must surely refer to our latest anthropogeographical endeavor. Quite how he came to know of it is another matter. All knowledge of this project was supposed to be restricted to my organization. Sure. Yeah, well, rumors don't really keep here in Eorzea. But that is something for me to ponder in private. You are here now, and your services, well, I'm certain prove invaluable. I must warn you, however, that the venture we have in mind is no simple excavation. An unprepared or incautious adventurer could very well find herself on an unplanned and unpleasant journey to Thal's solemn halls. Knowing this, do you still wish to lend us your cooperation? Sure, I can't move on in the main scenario otherwise. I rather thought you would say that. Your courage is scarcely a secret. Now, the first... Claire? I thought it was you. Ah, hello, Sid. What brings you to St. Coinet's? Don't tell me. The Alliance has sent you on another realm-shaking, history-making mission to lay low an apparently insuperable foe, yes? No? Ah, I see you two are already acquainted. That is well. Master Garland, our intrepid hero here, caught wind of the forthcoming expedition and has kindly pledged to assist us. She has she? Glad to have you aboard, Claire. You don't have the faintest idea what you volunteered for, do you? Very well, let us begin at the beginning. The Sons of St. Coinet's are tasked with unearthing the secrets of the long-forgotten Allagan Empire, and this present endeavor aims to delve more deeply into the civilization's mysteries than ever before. Yeah, it certainly sounds interesting and impressive, assuming that they know what they're doing. But I know that look. In the event that you feel ill-equipped to contribute much on the subject of elegant archaeology, I invite you to recall your encounter with the Ultima Weapon. That mechanical monstrosity represented a feat of engineering far beyond aught Garlemald can presently achieve. Nero Toscalva simply woke it. I mention this by way of a reminder that you have had what one might term extensive first-hand experience with a notable Allag relic. Yeah, in other words, since you have so much experience actually fighting against, like, possibly very dangerous machines that could come alive and attack us, it's going to be good to have you on hand, is basically what he's saying. In short, you're practically an archaeologist. Now, to the core of the matter. Here in Mordona there stands an entire Allag structure which we have yet to investigate. I speak, of course, of the Crystal Tower. After witnessing the destructive capabilities of the Ultima Weapon and the Lesser Moon Dalamud before it, it seemed wise to treat any remnants from that era with the utmost caution. They must be analyzed, monitored, and above all, kept from falling into the wrong hands. To put it plain, I have no wish to see another megalomaniacal legatus wield one of those weapons. This thought which first moved me to contact the Sons and propose that the tower be explored. For several millennia, the Crystal Tower remained hidden, buried deep underground. Like so many other things that were better left undisturbed, the structure was freed from its stony prison by the great upheaval which accompanied the coming of the Seventh Umbral Era. It now stands revealed in all its splendor, a gleaming spear of crystal pointed at the bosom of the heavens. Yeah, I'm looking at that tower, and that tower is supposed to be taller than even our world's tallest skyscrapers, so I have no idea how all of that was completely buried. I know it's supposed to be like close to indestructible crystal and everything, but still, that thing was completely buried in the earth. How could I know the Calamity unearthed a lot, like, during the Calamity and all that, but yeah, I'm just having a hard time trying to figure out how that entire tower was just completely buried and no one had any idea it was there. We believe the tower to be a repository of much of the ancients' wisdom. Unfortunately, its entrance is guarded by formidable defenses, and we cannot so much as peep through the keyhole, much less set foot inside. These defenses take the form of statues carved into the likeness of giant swordsmen. The 8 Centials, as the Sons are wont to call them, is the first barrier we must overcome. Why not simply fly over them in an airship, you ask? It's been tried before. Any vessel that ventures too close to the tower is blasted out of the air. We either destroy those statues or the front door is forever beyond our reach. Simple but very effective security. My colleagues and I are ill-suited to negotiating such deadly hazards. Thus, if we are to gain access to the tower's secrets, we must needs employ the services of an experienced adventurer. In other words, risk our lives instead. It'll be difficult and dangerous, Claire, but I can think of no finer woman for the task. If I didn't know better, I'd say you had a taste for these deadly escapades. I look forward to working with you again. There's much and more to be done before we can begin the expedition proper. Take some time to prepare yourself, and I shall explain the challenges that lie ahead. Okay, so what do we do? Our first objective is to reach the entrance to the Crystal Tower. As I previously mentioned, however, that will prove no easy task. The entrance is guarded by powerful defense mechanisms, each utilizing one of the 4 elements of fire, water, wind, or earth. Anyone attempting to simply stroll past these unsleeping Centials invites swift obliteration. Based on Master Garland's analysis, however, we are reasonably certain that the attacks of these lethal contraptions can be reflected using a crystal of the corresponding element. Naturally, these crystals must be of surpassing clarity, free of the slightest impurities, much like the flawless specimens used by the beastmen in their primal summoning rituals. Maybe I should have said exactly like the specimens they used. Oh, were there any other way, we would not ask this of you, but we need someone to enter the beast tribe strongholds and liberate their perfect crystals. For the moment, I would have you focus on obtaining 2 of the 4 crystals we require. Pray make for Lenosia, where both the Sasapa spawning grounds and Ogamoro mines are located. You may be certain that the materials used in the Beastman's sacred rituals will be well defended. Whether you choose to venture there alone or with companions, I shall leave to your discretion. But whatever you do, please be careful. Alright, so we have to go to 2 places. So, where do we start? Let's just head out here. Yeah, it's been a long time since we did this. When I first played through this, like years ago, they still had it. So in order to obtain these crystals, you had to wait around and do specific fates. So we'll go in and get the earth one here first. But yeah, that was a pain because you would sometimes be waiting around like half an hour to 45 minutes for the fate to pop up. And then you would pretty much have to fight pretty much on your own if no one else was around. And it was just a hazard. It was a pain to deal with. And no one liked doing it. They only did it because they had no choice if they wanted to complete the Crystal Tower series. But thankfully they made it so that you don't have to go all the way in. So looks like we don't have to go too far in from here, so here we go. I don't know about you, but I love the cobalt. I don't know why, I find them cute. They're funny, and like living thesauruses. That's how I explain this to family members when they ask me, what's a cobalt? I just told them, think of a giant oversized rat that learned how to talk and is a living thesaurus. And they just sort of looked at me like, what the hell are you on? And then when I showed them like some of the cutscenes with the kobolds, they were like, okay, I'm now convinced Square Enix is definitely on something. Like they're convinced that Square Enix is on drugs or something to come up with such strange ideas. It wouldn't surprise me if they are. It really wouldn't, but I'm not making any assumptions there. I mean, Square Enix, if you are, I'm not judging you here. Just keep giving us some good content and you can do what you want. Okay, so let's go ahead and get the water crystal. What the heck is this? I didn't realize there was another quest here. Oh, okay, yeah, I know that one. Never mind. Alright, let's head on out. Yeah, way, way, way in the far corner. Yeah, so I will say this, Square Enix, thank you for getting rid of doing those terrible fates. Because that almost turned me off. It was just so annoying. I gotta say, ever since they added flying to this area, like, it's so easy. Everything has just gotten so much easier. I'm not sure how you feel about that. Oh, there we go. Okay, so let's head back to Revenant's Toll. Alright, I just skipped a little bit ahead and we're almost back there. I just wanted to take this really nice view. It's just gorgeous here, especially with this gloom. It creates like this veil almost. But we're back! Stop clicking on him! Jeez, that's annoying. How progress your efforts in infiltrating the Beastman's strongholds? Yeah, he's probably wondering how we got back so fast. Well, here we are. We got your 2 crystals. You know, it probably would have been a lot easier if you just told us to go and get all 4 of them. Okay, so we got Unblemished Water Crystal for Leviathan, and then we have the Unblemished Earth Crystal for Titan. So these are the famed, flawless crystals of the beast tribes. I've seen countless specimens from what I know, not how many excavations, but nothing to compare to these. Their purity is astonishing. You've done well, Claire. With these in our possession, we lack only the crystals of fire and wind. The former lies in Zenarak, the war camp of the Amaja in Thanalan, the latter in Natalan, the roots of the Ixali in the hills of Coerthas. You can expect them to be as closely guarded as these 2, if not more so. Still, I look forward to receiving word of your resounding success. Yeah, I love that you just automatically assume that we'll do it. You're like, oh, well, thank you for these 2 crystals. I need to go get 2 more. Off you pop. Honestly. We do not get paid enough to put up with this. And it looks so sad in this area. Everything's just so dry and dead. I mean, I get it, it's a desert, but still, it's just kind of sad. I'm sure my polar bear isn't happy to be around these parts either. Hi, buddy. No offense, but you just gotta die. Just give me the crystal and I'll leave. Honestly, with how many of these guys that we've killed over the years, it really makes you wonder, like, how do they still causing problems? You think that they'd be on the verge of extinction by now. So we're heading to the roost of the Ixali. And over this way, I think. Yep, there we go. Man, this is just as sad as it is in Thanalan. Only it's cold instead of hot. Hello again, and yeah, once more I'm just getting a beautiful look of the tower in the distance. I just love the tower. Like, I remember how excited I was when I first played through it. It just doesn't hold that same excitement for me as it used to. Like, I wish I could just go back and just play through everything again for the first time. There, it's good to see you. Tell me, were you able to attain the remaining crystals from the Beastmen? Of course. Why else would I be back here? You got your fire crystal and your wind crystal. Wonderful. With all 4 crystals in hand, we are now ready to proceed to the next stage of our preparations. I hope I did not give the impression that we would be embarking on our journey to the Crystal Tower just yet. You kinda were. Alas, there is another step which must be completed ere we come to that. While the crystals you acquire are indeed flawless, they are of little use to us in their present form. If they are to reflect the elemental forces of the tower's defenses, they must needs be cut and polished. A process which calls for a very particular set of materials. Procuring them will be a challenge in and of itself, I fear. Needless to say, we'll be requiring your services once again. Oh, great! Sanding it down. Rambrose wishes to proceed with the shaping of the flawless crystals. You should have just given us like a laundry list and we would have gone off and done all of that. The flawless crystals you procured for us are to retain their elemental purity during the shaping process. A very specific set of abrasive substances will be required. Well, I say substances, but one might just as well call them one substance, namely ether sand, which has 4 elementally aspected varieties. Alas, ether sand is neither common nor cheap. Indeed, it is not unusual for the abrasive to exceed the value of the precious stones it is used to polish. Given the rarity of the materials in question, the Goldsmiths Guild in Udall seemed the likeliest place to purchase the quality we require. When I contacted the guildmaster, however, I was informed that no ether sand was currently available. Though I requested that word be sent as new, the stock came in. I have yet to receive aught but apologies. I should mention at this point that I placed the order some time before you procured the flawless crystals. Yeah, you were expecting us not to come back that quick. I am well aware that acquiring ether sand is no small feat, of course, and I am not an impatient man, but I fear the more we delay our investigation, the greater the risk the tower's secrets may fall into the hands of other, less savory parties. That is why I wish to entrust you with the payment of our purchase, and sent you to speak directly with Guildmaster Serendipity. Mayhap the presence of such a distinguished personage will spur the guild into action. In any event, it is my hope that when we next meet, we will have at least one of the 4 varieties of ether sand we require. Man, you're not asking for much, are you? But whatever. At least this errand is easy. Let's head off to the Goldsmiths Guild. Alright, so this is the Goldsmiths Guild for those of you who've never been here before, which I would be shocked if you haven't. Great way to learn goldsmithing if you ask me, though. Alright, so here's Mistress Serendipity. Mistress Faye, welcome, welcome. What brings you here, if I may ask? Yep, I got a great big bunch of gil here, and it needs to be spent as soon as possible, but I need the ether sand. I should probably point out that yeah, unfortunately, just because we have the guild does not necessarily mean that they'll have the ether sand. Just a heads up there if you need to know. You're here on behalf of the Sons of St. Coinac? What a fortunate timing! I was just about to contact Master Rambrose with the news that we finally managed to acquire a quality of fire-aspected ether sand. I'm afraid it may be some time before we can supply the other 3 varieties, but you are welcome to settle accounts for that which we have now. Pray speak with Jimmy over there. Oh, I do beg your pardon. It seems she's assisting another customer. Come on, there must be something you can do. Without that sand, we'll have to rethink our whole design. Hello, Biggs. I sympathize with your plight, sir, but as I explained, the ether sand in question is already spoken for. If you like to reserve the next shipment, then I would be happy to accept the funds you offered as partial payment. Partial? You saying it's not enough? I'm already stretching our research budget as it is. Oh, I suppose a man could do without a midday meal for a year or two. Claire? It's been too long. What brings you here then? Got your eye on something expensive, have you? Kinda. Well, now there's quite a money pouch. The sound of so many gil clinking together is strangely satisfying, is it not? Calming, yet invigorating at the same time. Oh no. You're here for the blooming ether sand, aren't you? Yeah, sorry. Well, I can't deny the Allag civilization a subject worth researching. Chief said he was looking into something big, but we never thought to ask him what. Which surprises me, actually. Wedge and I have been too busy tinkering with the new airship design to think of much else, see? Well, I say tinkering. Wrestling would be more like it. Still, after much wringing of hands and gnashing of teeth, we managed to put together a prototype crystal power propulsion engine. We got the idea up for it when we heard how you lot used a corrupted crystal on board the Enterprise, as a matter of fact. Anyway, to cut a long story short, our design calls for all 4 varieties of ether sand. And that's why I can't just relinquish my claim on this batch here, even for you, lass. How are we meant to usher in a brave new age of technological innovation, if not by technologically innovating, eh? While I hesitate to interrupt such an impassionate speech, duty compels me to point out that this lady is a representative of the organization that reserved the ether sand in question, to mention nothing of the fact that her purse is considerably larger than yours. Oh, it's like that, eh? Yeah, it's how it works, buddy. Sorry to say. Alright, this batch is yours, I'll let you have it. But if you're going to take my sand, it's only fair you grant me a role in this project of yours. I'll take that as a yes. It's not every day you get a chance to experiment with the wonders of the ancients. With any luck, they'll inspire me to think up another technological innovation or two. Okay, I got 2 things to say about that in just a moment here. So let's just see what he has to say first. Now then, from what you've told me, I'm guessing you'll be needing the other 3 varieties of elemental aspected ether sand as well, right? Then, rather than sitting on your rump waiting for a shipment that may never come, I reckon your time would be better spent looking for this stuff yourself. It just so happens that I know of a good place to start. There is said to be a peddler in northern Thanalan who, very occasionally, handles the earth-aspected variety of ether sand. Wedge is in the process of confirming the rumor as we speak. I know what you're thinking. When did my timid little friend decide he didn't need me to hold his hand anymore? The answer being, just the other day. Seems he's been inspired by a certain adventurer's heroic example. I thought he was joking when he volunteered to go to Thanalan without me. I just hope he manages to stay out of trouble. Head out to Blue Fog, and should you find him poking about with his new bodyguard, oh, did I not mention her? Wedge thought it might be wise to hire an adventurer to accompany him, just in case your heroic example turned out to be less inspiring than he first thought. Okay, so let's just head out to Blue Fog. So I just got 2 things to say here. First of all, I'm really surprised that Sid chose not to bring him or Wedge, because, come on, the 3 of them have been together, like, since practically the beginning. I mean, sure, they were separated after the Calamity, but, yeah, they're like his right-hand men. I'm a little surprised that he didn't choose to bring at least the 2 of them on board this whole project. Oh, well. And the second thing is that this sand never belonged to him, so why does he say that he's handing over his sand to us? I just don't get that. Save your greetings. If you're looking for a hired blade, then you'll have to look elsewhere. After the day I've had, the only company I craved is a squat, silent type. The type that has a handle and looks no less than like a pint of ale. You wish to hear my tale? I warn you, 'tis no stirring epic. And as you asked, my employer, a Lalafilian lad, wished to pay a visit to a peddler who deals in some manner of special sand. Forget what it was called, but 'tis apparently worth a small fortune. Anyway, we arrived, and the man claimed that his stock had been stolen by bandits. Determined not to return empty-handed, we crept into the bandits' stronghold to set about locating the stolen goods. Long story short, alarms were raised, rogues were woken, and we fled in blind panic. I was separated from an employer in the confusion, and I've not seen him since. Oh, a friend of yours, is he? Then you best be prepared for the worst. 'Tis just possible the poor son may be lost in an old Amnesia mithril mine, but I fear the bandits will have caught up with him by now. Well... not much of a hired hand now, are you? If you just abandon your employee, I don't know how you're ever going to be making a living that way. But poor Wedge. I mean, I give him points for trying. Personally, I think maybe he should just come charging in with like a Magic Tech Reaper or something and just taking it from there, but probably not a wise idea either. Oh well. Okay, what the heck? I was just looking inside to see if anyone was there, then suddenly this thing he just popped up. It's alright, alright. Get out of here. Okay, Wedge. No, you're in here. There you are! How could I be so stupid? Sneaking into a bandit's lair. It's just not the sort of thing I do. And now I'm going to die for it. Yeah, he's definitely one of those glass half empty types, isn't he? I'm sorry. Please don't kill me. I promise I'll leave and never come back. Hi, Wedge. Claire, is it really you? But how did you find me? Can you smell fear? Actually, ignore that smell. I expect you're wondering why I'm here? Well, I was just in the process of retrieving some stolen ether sandwich Biggs and I need for our research, as it happens. I concede, perhaps a touch foolish and very nearly fatal, but I did succeed in snatching the stuff before my bodyguard ran away, and several dozen bandits came piling after me with knives and axes and what looked very much like a plank with a rusty nail in it. Anyway, the important thing is that the stolen ether sand is right here in my oh dear, it must have fallen out when I was, taking evasive maneuvers. It seems I won't be leaving this infernal place for a while yet. You'll find the ether sand in my stead? Oh, thank the gods, you're a true friend, Claire. I hope the search doesn't prove too troublesome. The bandits don't seem to care much for visitors. Yeah, it won't be tough. You just stay hidden here for a little longer. And it looks like my adventuring buddies are drawing most of them away anyway. Oh no. Get out of here! I love that they're called lunatic followers. It's like even they know that they're crazy. Oh, well, thank you. Thanks. Have a good day. Oh, it looks like they're in the fates, too. Okay, let's take care of this first. Do I really want to? You know what? I have to help out. I'll just go ahead and just skip ahead very quickly, but I gotta help these guys out real quick. Okay, so that was simple enough. I don't know, I just like helping people out once in a while like that. You help me, I feel obliged like I have to help you, and hopefully they ignore me. No! Darn it! You know, if you had just let us go, you would still be able to breathe. But because you came after us, you got no choice but to die. Another fate! Okay, hold on. Now, it's so lucky he's so small, they probably never noticed him. Claire, have you any luck locating the ether sand? Yep. Yes, that's it! I must return to the workshop at once and tell Biggs the wonderful news. What's that? You're also on the mission to collect ether sand? And you're working with the chief? A treasure trove of Allag knowledge, you say? I see. Then you should really be the one to have this. Biggs and I are far from exhausting all possible avenues of airship innovation, but it sounds as if your problem can't be solved by any other means. This expedition of yours sounds jolly interesting, I must say. I'm half inclined to join you. In fact, I think I will. Any venture worth the chief's time must be worth a look. Right, I'm more than ready to leave this awful place behind, and you should return to Mordona with the ether sand before there are any more, little mishaps. Be sure to keep a close eye on your pockets, Claire. Okay, so we saved a friend, got 2 sacks of ether sand, and we're going to be getting more help. Sounds like a very impressive day. Alright, so I'm just going to skip ahead a little bit. I want to go ahead and participate in this fate real quick, so be right back. Okay, hi again. That took a little while, but here I am, back in Mordona, and we're about to speak with Rambros once more. So if memory serves me correctly, we'll have to go out and find the other 2 sacks of ether sand before we can continue on with the rest of the quest. That's fine. That's fine. Claire, you've returned. I take it your presence that you are successful in procuring some ether sand. Tell me, which variety did you find? Well, I got fire and earth. I see. 2 varieties. Well, that's 2 more than could reasonably be expected, and 2 less than I'd hoped you would say. Forgive me my flippancy. You've done well, truly. If all goes to plan, we need no longer fear death by fire or earth. Master Garland, if you would be so kind as to prepare the relevant crystals. I shall set to work immediately. Truth be told, I've been looking forward to this. One does not encounter materials like these every day. Speaking of which, how in the 7 hells did you find them? Mistake me not, old friend. I know only too well how capable you are, but ether sand isn't something you can simply find gathering dust at the back of a merchant's rare gem case. You had helps from Biggs and Wedge? Trust them to design a revolutionary new engine the moment I turn my back. How's a genius meant to rest on his laurels with his employees so damnably inventive, eh? And now they're determined to join us, are they? Typical. I jest, of course. It'll be good to have them around. Still, as a matter of professional pride, let's endeavor to procure the 2 remaining varieties of ether sand before they arrive, shall we? Tell me, Rambros, have we any information on where the water and wind aspected types might be hiding? Not as of yet, but I've made certain arrangements. We shall soon see if they bear any fruit. Forgive me for observing, but you seem less than enthusiastic about that prospect. If there's a complication, I'd rather we discuss it now than risk jeopardizing the expedition. Mayhap an explanation is in order. But first, let us savor the preliminary victory that Claire has won for us for our cause, if only for a moment. Yep, we do not get paid enough for this, that's why I'm stealing some of that. Okay, so what's the next set? Performance for the ages! I know what's coming for this one. Oh, happy day. Yes, I must speak with the arrangements I made to acquire the 2 remaining varieties of ether sand. Some days ago, I asked a Charlian acquaintance of mine to travel to Gridania and there gather the necessary materials. Since that time, however, I have heard nary a whisper from him. To be frank, this lack of communication is not entirely uncharacteristic, but I cannot discount the possibility that something ill has befallen the man. Alas, we do not have time to investigate his fate. As I have mentioned before, the more we delay our expedition, the more likely it is the Crystal Tower's secrets will fall into the wrong hands. Therefore, I would entrust you with the same mission I assigned to my friend. Travel to the Black Shroud and seek out Parsamontre, the master of the markets in Gridania. If anyone knows where the ether sand might be bought, it is he. Man, you know, another 2 things there. You don't seem very concerned about this friend of yours. Be like, sorry, we can't really look into the whole matter. I mean, I'm sure he's okay, but just on the off chance that he's not, I really can't afford to look into the whole thing, which is kind of scummy. I'm just gonna say that. But yeah, otherwise, let me just see through here. You know, he talks about, like, not letting it fall into evil hands, but the thing is, if they're having so much trouble getting to the tower, then I'm guessing other people would be as well. And if we go through all the trouble of taking down all the security systems, then we're practically screaming for somebody, yeah, come on in. Don't mind us, you go ahead and use the technology while we're not looking. Whatever. But on the upside, I do know that this is where we're going to be meeting a very special someone, so I can't wait for that. Here he is. No, not this guy, but... Yes, I'm sorry. Did you say you wish to purchase ether sand? Forgive me, madam, but have you the faintest idea of the rarity of the material you seek? Why, I have not seen so much as a grain of ether sand in these markets for many a long year. I could tell you where one might find the ore from which the water-aspected variety of the abrasion is diverse, but only a desperate fool would willingly set foot in the place. You seem undeterred. Very well. Are you familiar with Urvid's gift? That is where the ore is to be found, in an area inhabited by a particularly pernicious hog. Should you encounter the betusked nightmare, you will know that you are in the right place, albeit at the wrong time. Farewell. Yeah, I would be more worried about Odin showing up than the hog. But that's just me. But yeah, this is where we're going to be meeting a special friend, at least indirectly, I guess. I'm sorry, I'm happy about that. But I don't want to say too much, though, just on the off chance spoilers here, like a spoiler warning there. But I would remember this guy. Just a friendly piece of advice. So it's right down through here. You are too late, adventurer, and not only for the entertainment. You will find no trace of the ore which but recently lay here, nay, not so much as a speck. No, you will never spy me from there, for the time being at least. You will have to trust the evidence of your ears. Now stop squinting at the foliage and listen. As I told you, the water-blessed mineral you hoped to find is gone, taken by me. Victory has made me magnanimous, however. Accordingly, I have decided to share the location of an alternative source of ether sand with you, the wind-touched variety to be specific. I trust I have your attention? Good. A band of exile in the North Shroud keeps a quantity of the abrasion for the purpose of removing impurities from lesser crystals. Well, do you mean to dally here all day? Make haste, adventurer, before I snatch another prize from under your nose. This is to be a race. The exile logging grounds in the North Shroud shall be our destination, and that is where the real amusement will begin. May the best man win. Yeah. Oh man, he is such a trickster. If you're worried that we're going to be attacked or backstabbed by an enemy, don't worry, it's not this guy. If you're wondering who he is, you'll find out by the end of this video. So I think when our guest makes an appearance, personally, I think that's where I'm going to end the first video here. So we're here in the North Shroud, and we're heading up to Proud Creek. I never went up this way before, like up the waterfall. It's a nice, easy shortcut. Okay. This shouldn't be hard. Bravo! That was quite a show, adventurer! Why, the spectacle proved so enthralling that all thoughts of ether sand slipped my mind. I appear to have forfeited our little race. Congratulations! The wind-touch abrasive is yours. And yet, haven't been treated to such a memorial performance. I cannot help feeling like the greater prize is mine. This inequality must not stand. I insist that you accept a token of my appreciation. Payment for this entertainment will be waiting for you to the east in a clearing within Proud Creek. Pray retrieve the gift ere it be crushed beneath the iron feet of the Doolahans. I swear when I first played through it, I thought that he was mocking us. Like, trying to patronize us. Like, really, buddy? But, hey, I mean, he has generous gifts, so I'll say that. Alright. You gotta die first, I'm afraid. I always hate these things. They're just so creepy without their heads. Not what you were expecting? I took the liberty of refining the ore from Earth's gift into ether sand. Do keep it safe, adventurer. Lest you accuse me of playing games, you should know that the thoughts of relinquishing my prize never once crossed my mind until I saw you in action. Such deeds must needs be rewarded. It is my vocation, you see, to record history as made by mortal men, and I much prefer to chronicle the accomplishments of the bold and the mighty. Thus, it is my fervent wish that you continue your career with the same courage and zeal you have shown today. We shall meet again, adventurer, and sooner than you may imagine. He's a trickster, alright, but hey, what can you do? I mean, we got what we wanted. Okay, so I think this should be the last quest that we'll have here for right now. Let's just skip ahead. Okay, here we are, back in Mordona. What news of your mission? Are we any closer to acquiring the remaining abrasives? Yeah, here we go. You brought both? I shall have Master Garland begin work on the crystals immediately. There, that should do the trick. Excellent work. We now possess all 4 of the fangs required to pierce the Crystal Tower's defenses. My compliments, Master Garland. Oh, it's a trifling matter, I assure you. Claire here is the one you should be thanking. Anyway, by my reckoning, there's nothing stopping us from striding up to the Allag's front door. You cannot go without us, Chief. Hey, they're here! Biggs, Wedge, come to lend a hand, have you? Well, it's not every day you get the chance to study the wonders of the Allag Empire, is it? Their technology makes Golemalls look ancient. I appreciate your enthusiasm, lads, I really do. But we're not here to take this knowledge for ourselves. Twice in the last decade, the promise of unimaginable power has prompted men to meddle with technology they do not understand, and the realm has been dragged into the very brink of oblivion on both occasions. We shall not be so irresponsible as to risk another. Wedge, do you recall our company's creed? Yes, Chief. It's, freedom through technology? Exactly. Freedom. When we forsook our homeland, we swore that we would have no truck with machines that would be used to promote tyranny. That has not changed. Should you feel tempted to break your oath, remember this. The wonders of the all-knowing Allag Empire could not save their civilization, and have damn near doomed ours. Twice. That is why we must explore the Crystal Tower, and, if needs be, seal away its secrets. A compelling viewpoint. It is unyielding will such as yours that have defined the course of history. He's here! So you return at last. What, pray tell, has kept you so wholly preoccupied that you could not spare a moment to inform me of your progress or preservation? Why, the task you assigned to me, of course. Surely you have not forgotten about the ether sand. I tasked the passing adventurer with delivering it. A more capable courier I could not imagine. Greetings, adventurer. Did I not say we would meet again? I believe an introduction is in order. I'm Grahatia, one of the students of Baldessian. I look forward to joining you on your groundbreaking expedition. Grahatia has been assigned to the project as an observer. I hope you will forgive him his eccentricities and welcome him as one of our own. So then, our fellowship is complete, and all stand ready to step into the unknown. 3 cheers for Noah! Noah? That is the name I have chosen for our little collective. Given our differing backgrounds, we cannot very well call ourselves the sons of Saint Coinarts, can we? And we must have a memorable appellation if our venture is to leave its mark in the annals of history. I could claim that NOAA stands for Nominated Observers of Artifacts Historical, and so it does, technically, but my true reasoning for choosing this name stems from the fact that it is shared by a vaunted Allagan Archmagus. An Archmagus! I like the sound of that! Very well. Now that the pressing matter of what to call ourselves has been settled, it is time we set forth to brave our outer defenses of the Crystal Tower. Is everyone ready to depart? Ready! Awesome! Okay, so they're getting ready to head straight on through to the Crystal Tower. I think this is going to be a good place to kind of leave it there for right now. Alright, so the next quest is called Labyrinth of the Ancients. Cool. So that's going to be it for right now. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you're looking forward to what's coming up next. So, till then, take care.